7:25 on this to the bottom, January 17, 2017, and it's time now for the Peter Channel Morning News on this to the bottom, January 17, 2017. Got on! And good morning to you all. This lovely to the bottom, January 17, 2017. Here it's 7:25 a.m. on this. To the morning here, and we have a temperature of 23 degrees here, not near today's. I will be 42 here on the Peter Channel Morning News at 7:25 here. Top story is Davos, Switzerland, where Chinese President Xi Jinping offered defensive conversation at the World Economic Forum on Tuesday, delivered a strong critique of the protectionist movement endorsed by Western leaders such as President Donald Trump. President Obama's first inaugural festivities stretched over 5 days. Donald Trump suspended barely at 3 and his Bill Clinton 14 official balls on the day he was sworn in. As surprisingly, Trump inauguration shapes up to be a relatively low-key affair. London British Prime Minister Theresa May has committed to placing the final Brexit deal to the vote in both houses of the UK Parliament. City, after nearly 3 years, I had to village last week, 370, and in the futility and frustration on Tuesday, as killers completed a deep-sea search of a desolate search in the Indian Ocean without finding a trace of the plane, and 239 people perished in the plane crash about 3 years ago. Turkish Special Forces officials at police headquarters assembled on Tuesday as the Uzbek man who was taken into custody on Monday believed to be the gunman who had carried out detected at Istanbul nightclub. On Friday at noon, Donald Trump became the ultimate guarantee of West security, yet just days away from the White House, the president has spoken to transatlantic tributes by expressing fresh disagreement to two institutions. The head of a South Korean chat, 7% group and faced a long day in court on Wednesday, and a judge decides whether they should be arrested. Environmental corruption scheduled to discuss President Park Geun-hye's administration. An 80-year-old Denver woman among 5 people killed when a gunman opened fire at a nightclub at a popular Mexican restaurant here, Breakfast said on Monday. Russia's foreign minister has announced the denunciation of President Donald Trump command former British spy rude provocation. Moscow, Russia's top diplomat on Tuesday said that Moscow was looking forward to the cooperation with the incoming administration of President Donald Trump and the war terrorism and bringing peace in Syria and took a shot at the Obama administration. North Salaman, the wife of Pulse nightclub shooter Omar Martin, was arrested in San Francisco area. Monday, she faced a federal charge that could expect her just as aiding and abetting her husband's support of ISIS. Scott Trevor did fired the shot that killed Martin Luther King Jr., but the former Ku Klux Klansman said he always has felt remorse toward the family of the state civil rights leader and all who honor his legacy. Washington, Betsy DeVos has been a political heavyweight for decades, but a militant defense conservative causes, but Tuesday evening Donald Trump's nomination for education secretary will be asked to fill her personal beliefs. A lawmaker not off to go responsibility that we will protect drivers who would barely hit pedestrians blocking traffic. Cairo, an Egypt court ruled Sunday that the country's government cannot return to our islands to Saudi Arabia, despite a government claim that they belong to the Saudis. Washington new poll suggests 58% of the Americans believe that Donald Trump would have won the U.S. presidential election regardless of the rest of his alleged interference. Washington this week begins the 100th series of confirmation hearings for President Donald Trump's cabinet nominees. Washington, Kia, and General Motors each plan to build and invest minister to manufacture more cars in the United States. British American Tobacco to take over Reynolds American at $29 billion all deal. Income inequality is lopsided at amen out. Only the same amount of wealth in the poorest half of the world. The top corporate CEO earned as much as 10,000 garment factory workers in Bangladesh. Walmart on Tuesday announced plans to add 10,000 U.S. jobs to provide skills building training to quarter billion of workers by the end of 2017. United Health top street for Q forecasted a resurgence jump. In America, Scotland, there is a significant resource based in from African based in New Hampshire, the spectrum from operations close to home in the North Sea carriers, she said. Savage in Norway, total production of oil and gas in the Norway dipped into simplified a full year output increased by the third year or more than the government reported. London, after the first Costello oil center plants more drilled after the main oil discovery in the Kenya that's likely time to exist at Abercorn funds. London, oil and natural gas activity off the British coast should wax and wane in the short term after one of the industry's worst used Wood Mackenzie funds. The Dow's going to start today down 5.27 at 1985.73. SP 5 up 4.28 at 2,274.64 and Nasdaq up 26.63 points at 5,574.12. That 6,200-mile long structure was observed by Japan's spacecraft believed to be created by abundant the surface of Venus. A small research market launch from Japan fell in the peninsula over to the center after the student-built CubeSat in orbit, Japanese officials said. Senators will consider three of the President-elect Donald Trump and eating disorders included anorexia and bulimia affect a small but substantial number of women in the 40s and 50s, UK research suggested. Somewhere between 7 and the full body scanner that measures the elasticity of the veins and water in the cup for urine samples disappear in the bathroom wall. Peter Childers' time is now 7:31 on this. To the morning here, and it's time now for a New England News Report. 3 hours goes. Working fire stood Massachusetts 2205 Central Street. Smoke should from the attic 1.5 story dwelling. Fire to the second floor. Extended the attic and 2 lines of the use. Committees were vented. Alright, take a look at sports. Last night the Boston Celtics defeat the Charlotte Hornets 108-98. At the Garden here, the Boston Bruins lose to New York Islanders 4-0. Peter Chilled, and tonight the Norton Lancers boys basketball team will square off against the Maryland Blackhawks at 6:30 p.m. at Norton High School. Peter Childers' time is now 7:32 on this Tuesday morning here, and it's time for traffic and transit report. Beep! Let's them in through the Real Express and Battle Lays and Medical Emergency at Quincy Adams. Havel train 20664 from Havel is operating 50 train Miss Biasca between Belleville North Station. Havel train 208 735 in Maryland is expected upon Havel beyond. Scheduled to later out of outbound train and Havel train 204 6 a.m. inbound is operating 1050 Miss Biasca between Bedford and North Station. Here, ferries out, Lincoln. Okay, take a look at the traffic in the highways and byways of New England this Tuesday morning, which is back to work, back to school after the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Let's start you off down in Connecticut, where 95 south side of Bridgeport down to Stamford. Merritt Parkway, back on Bridgeport down to Stamford. 84 eastbound side of Backward, Waterbury. 84 eastbound side of Backward, Newport down to downtown Hartford, Connecticut. 91 is southbound side, Little Sulphur, Woodstock to downtown Hartford, Connecticut. 91 on the northbound side of Backward, Middletown to downtown Hartford, Connecticut. 91 on the northbound side is back to 51 7 to 291 in Springfield. 290 eastbound side is back to Worcester around Route 9. Route 2 eastbound side is back to Fitchburg all the way at the Acton here. 485 the northbound side is back to before the mass back to the doctor in here. Down the round here, 95 on the northbound side is back to 295. Work on the downtown Providence. 95 southbound side about to protect downtown Providence here. 185 westbound side about to Seacock down to downtown Providence. 610 connectors open 695. 680 eastbound side is back to before 610 connector to downtown Providence. 146 on both ends about 146A all the way at Route 9. 146 on the southbound side. Stop and go after Lincoln on 295 and hit back to get around 15 and 95 downtown Providence here. 195 eastbound side is back to around the Breckenridge to 79 Fall River. 28 is southbound side by the Board Bridge all the way down to Bourne. 24 at the northbound side is back up from Stockton all the way at the Route 128 Kenton. Route 3 at the northbound side is back from 228 Rockland over the Main Tree Split. 128 southbound side is back up from 24 right off the Main Tree Split. 7 is this way on northbound side is back to the Main Tree Split. All the way at the Dorchester 7 is southbound side is back to the Dorchester. Mass back to the eastbound side is back up from Route 9 and Framingham all the way out to Newton and Hippinskin and the Yeltsin Brett Tolson and Mass back westbound side is back up from Logan Airport to South Boston and down to South Boston from East Boston here. Route 1 is southbound side is back to Chelsea and to Johnstown. 93 is southbound side, South Coast from Bethune and Zaki Bridge to Boston. 120 is southbound side back from 95 out in Peabody Highway, Route 2 in Lexington, Route 2 in westbound side of Lexington, Route 2 eastbound side expected from Belmont, Indiana, and Freshman Parkway, Cambridge. Route 3 is southbound side expected from Route 40 in Chelsea and Nipisskin from 45 and all the way up to Billerica. 45 minutes southbound side expected to Able down Lawrence and Nipisskin around Chelmsford Stretch. 90 degrees southbound side expected around 30 New Hampshire, and every turnpike in the southbound side is expected Manchester, New Hampshire. Here, Route 101 in the eastbound side expected around Exeter, New Hampshire, and Interstate 89 southbound side expected around Burlington, Vermont. Interstate 87 in southbound side expected around Schenectady, and New York State 3 eastbound side expected around Schenectady and down in Albany. Here, Interstate 81 in southbound side expected after the mass package. After the New York State 3 in Syracuse. Peter Childers Live is 7:35 on this. To the morning here, and it's time now for a weather report here. And looking at radar, and it shows some spotty ice and sleet pelts around Kingston and Hyde Park, New York, and around Middletown, New York, and search around northwestern New Jersey and then down northeastern Pennsylvania. Here, around Tobiana and East Stroudsburg. And this could be a storm for tomorrow. Here, line of rain showers from central Texas and stretching all the way up to west New York State and stretch around Ohio and eastern Indiana around Michigan, and some snow from WP Michigan about northeast Wisconsin, and stretch to the western Wisconsin and east central portion of Minnesota. Some rain showers from south central Wisconsin and out of northeastern Illinois. Snow showers from the eastern portion of Nova Scotia, western and eastern portion of the Prince Edward Island. Here, and some snow showers on west central portions of Kansas. Okay, take a look at the 7-day forecast. It goes like this. Today, rain likely may after 5 p.m. Then Chris got about 42 degrees. Cowboy be given a north and 5 miles an hour. Just patient 6%. New percent less than 7 inches possible for tonight. Rain still sleeping begin all right after 3 a.m. Lower at 34 degrees. Eastern about 5 to 8 miles an hour. Just patient is 30%. New still sleeping occasion less than half an inch possible. Wednesday, rain to drizzle before 7 a.m. Then drizzle likely Maine between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. Class got about 42 degrees. And northeastern at 10 miles an hour. Gusts 22 miles an hour. Just patient is 70%. New Brisbane on 3.75 inch possible for weather at slight just rain showers before 9 p.m. Then a slight just rain showers between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. Then a slight chance of sprinkles and flurries after 5 a.m. Class got about 32 degrees and north for about 8 miles an hour. Just rain to 20%. Thursday, mostly clouds about 44 about 29 degrees. Calm wind. Friday, mostly sunny, mostly clouds about 43 about 33 degrees. Saturday, mostly clouds about 42 about 31 degrees. Sunday, put this under the mostly clouds about 42 about 32 degrees. And Monday at just rain, mostly clouds about 43 degrees and just patient 30%. In Taunton, it's 20 degrees at fair skies. In Mansfield, here not near, it's fair skies and it's 23. And in Mansfield, it's 23. And that's going to be it for the Peter Channel Border News on this January the 17th, 2017 on a Tuesday morning. Good morning, good positive. Hope you have a good day.